In the endless pursuit of success, humanity often finds itself trapped in a paradox, seeking peace while immersed in chaos. The modern world propels individuals into an unrelenting race for material wealth, prestige, and power. Yet these pursuits rarely yield the tranquility they crave. The more they grasp at external achievements, the more elusive inner contentment becomes. However, the path to true fulfillment lies not in accumulating more, but in embracing less. To attain the highest state of being, one must master the four pillars of a profound life: compassion, simplicity, harmony, and stillness. Compassion, the strength of an open heart. Compassion is often misunderstood as mere kindness, a passive trait that leaves one vulnerable. Yet true compassion is a profound force, one that is neither naive nor weak. It is the wisdom to see suffering without being consumed by it, to offer kindness without enabling wrongdoing. Those who wield genuine compassion do not allow their goodwill to be exploited. Instead, they balance empathy with discernment, extending a helping hand while maintaining firm boundaries. History has shown that great leaders, sages, and warriors alike have embraced compassion not as submission, but as a form of strength. A compassionate heart is not one that allows injustice to thrive, but one that possesses the courage to stand against it without hatred. The Buddha himself, a paragon of compassion, never wavered in his wisdom. He forgave but did not yield to wrongdoing, exemplifying that true compassion is inseparable from clarity and resilience. To cultivate this virtue, one must recognize that everyone carries unseen burdens. A person who harms others often does so out of their own suffering. This does not excuse their actions, but understanding this truth transforms resentment into wisdom. Compassion does not mean allowing harm to persist. It means confronting the world with both empathy and strength, knowing when to extend kindness and when to walk away. Simplicity, the elegance of clarity. In a world that equates success with excess, the virtue of simplicity is often overlooked. Many assume that to live simply is to live without, but in truth, simplicity is the foundation of clarity. It is not about deprivation, but about liberation, freeing oneself from the unnecessary distractions that cloud the mind. A cluttered life leads to a cluttered mind. People hoard possessions, relationships, and ambitions, thinking these will grant them security, yet they only breed anxiety. The more one owns, the more one fears losing. True simplicity is the art of knowing what is essential and relinquishing the rest. The greatest thinkers and spiritual leaders throughout history have understood this, favoring a life of intentionality over indulgence. Simplicity extends beyond material wealth. It is a discipline of thought. A person who constantly overanalyzes, dwells on the past, or worries about the future forfeits their present peace. Mental minimalism, choosing which thoughts deserve attention, is just as vital as physical simplicity. When the mind is free from unnecessary burdens, it becomes sharper, allowing for deeper understanding and creativity. Harmony, flowing without losing. Oneself, to exist in harmony, is not to conform blindly, but to move with the world while remaining true to oneself. Many misunderstand harmony as passivity, assuming it requires sacrificing one's identity to fit in. In truth, harmony is the balance of adaptability and integrity, the ability to navigate change without losing one's essence. Life is dynamic, filled with shifting relationships, challenges, and uncertainties. Those who resist change suffer, clinging to what no longer serves them. Yet those who abandon their principles in the name of compromise also lose themselves. The art of harmony lies in knowing when to yield and when to stand firm. Consider the way water flows around obstacles. It does not fight the rock, it moves around it, adapting without losing its nature. A person who has mastered harmony does not see challenges as threats, but as opportunities to grow. They engage with the world without letting external chaos disturb their internal equilibrium. This balance allows them to build meaningful relationships, face adversity with grace, and maintain inner stability regardless of circumstances. Stillness, the highest mastery. Among all virtues, stillness is the rarest and most powerful. In a world that equates movement with progress, stillness is often mistaken for stagnation. Yet true stillness is not inaction. It is mastery over one's own mind. It is the ability to remain unwavering amidst the storms of life, to respond rather than react, to observe rather than be consumed. A still mind is not an empty mind, but a controlled one. It is not devoid of thought, but free from turmoil. Those who cultivate stillness do not escape reality. They engage with it more fully than anyone else. They move through life with clarity, their actions precise and purposeful. Like the surface of a tranquil lake, their mind reflects reality as it is, unclouded by illusion. Stillness is the foundation upon which all other virtues rest. When one is truly still, compassion arises effortlessly, simplicity becomes second nature, and harmony is achieved without struggle. The greatest leaders, philosophers, and warriors understood this. Power is not in dominance, but in self-mastery. A mind that is still is a mind that cannot be shaken. The journey toward mastery. The path to embodying these virtues is not instantaneous. It is a lifelong practice. It requires introspection, discipline, and the willingness to unlearn what society has imposed. One must question their attachments. Are these possessions, ambitions, and beliefs truly serving me? Or are they chains disguised as aspirations? To cultivate compassion, one must observe suffering without becoming entangled in it. To embrace simplicity, one must discern what is essential and let go of the rest. To live in harmony, one must adapt while staying true to their core. And to achieve stillness, one must train their mind to be present, undisturbed by the noise of the world. Those who embark on this journey will find that peace is not something to be pursued. It is something to be uncovered. Beneath all the layers of distraction, expectation, and fear, there lies a self that is already free. To live by these four virtues is to return to that self, a self that is compassionate yet strong, simple yet profound, adaptable yet unshakable, still yet fully alive.